You know that feeling when you wake up in the morning and before you even open your eyes, you already feel like you're behind? Like your body is running on empty before the day has even started? That heaviness sitting on your chest. That fog wrapped around your brain like a wet blanket. You drag yourself to the kitchen, maybe grab some coffee, and you think, okay, this will fix it. But it doesn't. Not really. And you spend the rest of the day just trying to get through it. Just surviving. Not thriving. Not living. Just making it from one hour to the next. If that sounds familiar, I need you to stay with me right now, because what I'm about to share with you changed everything for thousands of people who felt exactly the way you feel in this moment. Now, before I go deeper, I want to mention something. We have related programs linked down below in the video description. These programs go far beyond what we can cover here today, and honestly, most people who find them wish they had found them sooner. Not everyone acts on it. Most people will scroll past it. But the ones who don't, the ones who decide today is the day things change, they tell us it was the best decision they ever made. You don't have to be ready. But if something inside you is nudging you, pay attention to that. Okay, back to you. Let's talk about what's actually happening inside your body when you feel like that. When you wake up exhausted even after 8 hours of sleep. When your focus disappears the second you need it most. When your mood crashes out of nowhere and you snap at someone you love and then feel terrible about it for the rest of the day. That cycle is not weakness. It is not laziness. And it is absolutely not just who you are. It is biology. And biology can be changed. Here is what most people don't know. The food you eat is literally sending messages to every single cell in your body, every single hour of every single day. It is either telling your cells to perform, to repair, to energize, to focus, or it is telling them to slow down, to inflame, to crash, to survive. And if you've been eating the wrong things, even just slightly wrong things, your body has been living in that second mode, survival mode. And survival mode feels terrible. Studies show that a significant portion of people who report chronic fatigue and brain fog experience dramatic improvements in energy levels and mental clarity within just 2 to 3 weeks of changing what they eat. Not months. Not years. Weeks. That is how fast your biology can shift when you give it the right fuel. So let's talk about the actual foods, the ones that are quietly powerful, the ones that don't get enough attention but deserve all of it. Let's start with something unexpected. Dark leafy greens. Not because someone told you they're healthy, but because of what they actually do. These plants are loaded with something called folate, which your brain uses to produce the chemicals that regulate your mood. When you're low in folate, and a huge number of people are, your brain literally cannot produce enough of the chemicals that make you feel okay. So that low-level sadness, that numbness, that I don't know what's wrong with me feeling, it might be as simple as what's missing from your plate. Adding greens to just one meal a day can start shifting that within days. Now here's a dramatic shift. Let's talk about your gut. Because here's something that completely changes the way you look at how you feel. 90% of your serotonin, the chemical responsible for how happy, calm, and emotionally stable you feel, is produced in your gut. Not your brain. Your gut. So if your gut is inflamed, disrupted, or starving, your mood is paying the price. And most people have no idea this connection even exists. Fermented foods like plain yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, and kefir feed the good bacteria in your gut that produce those mood chemicals. People who add even small amounts of fermented foods to their routine report feeling more emotionally stable, less anxious, and noticeably more resilient to stress within just a few weeks. That is not a coincidence. That is science. Let's shift again. Fatigue. Real, bone-deep fatigue that no amount of coffee fixes. That kind of exhaustion is often connected to blood sugar crashes happening throughout your day without you even realizing it. Your blood sugar spikes, then crashes, and every single crash leaves you feeling drained, irritable, and desperate for something sweet or caffeinated to pull you back up. And the cycle repeats itself all day long. Here is the pattern interrupt your body is desperate for. Complex carbohydrates paired with protein. Things like oats with a handful of nuts, sweet potatoes with eggs, lentils with vegetables. These combinations slow down the release of glucose into your bloodstream, keeping your energy stable, your mind sharp, and your mood consistent for hours at a time. Not the short burst and crash, hours. Imagine what you could do with hours of real, steady energy. Now let's go even deeper because this one hits different. Omega-3 fatty acids found in foods like salmon, sardines, walnuts, and flax seeds do something extraordinary for your brain. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat. The kind of fat your brain needs to function optimally is largely determined by the fat you eat. When you're consistently low in omega-3s, your brain actually struggles to transmit signals efficiently. Your thinking slows down, your reaction time increases, your emotional regulation becomes harder, and you feel it. You feel it in your ability to focus, in how quickly you get overwhelmed, in how long it takes you to recover from stress. People who consistently eat omega-3 rich foods report sharper thinking, better memory, and a noticeable reduction in anxiety. Research in this area is some of the most compelling nutritional science available today. And yet almost nobody is eating enough of these foods. Almost nobody. Here comes another shift. Magnesium. This mineral is involved in over 300 biochemical processes in the human body. 300. And most people are deficient. When your magnesium is low, your sleep suffers. Your muscles tense up. Your heart rate becomes irregular. Your stress response goes into overdrive. And no matter how much you rest, you never quite feel restored. Foods like pumpkin seeds, dark chocolate, black beans, and almonds are rich in magnesium and can genuinely transform the quality of your sleep and your ability to relax within a very short period of time. Imagine waking up actually rested, actually restored. Not just physically, but mentally. Imagine your body not being in a constant low-grade state of stress. That is what the right food does. That is not a small thing. That is life-changing. And water. This sounds too simple, but it is too powerful to skip. Even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2% loss of body water, causes measurable declines in concentration, memory, and mood. Most people spend the majority of their day in that state without knowing it. Simply drinking more water throughout the day, especially in the morning, can improve your mental clarity faster than almost any supplement on the market. Now I want you to take a moment and think about the last few months of your life. Think about the energy you've lost, the focus that slipped away, the moments you weren't fully present because your body and brain were struggling. Think about what those months cost you, not in money, in life, in connection, in potential. That is the real cost of not addressing this. And now think about what the next few months could look like if you actually gave your body what it needs. The people who made these changes, the ones who took this seriously and didn't just watch a video and forget about it, they talk about it like a before and after. They talk about a version of themselves they almost lost. And they talk about how it didn't take long once they committed. Which brings me back to those programs linked below in the description. If you're ready to stop hoping things will get better on their own, and you're ready to actually do something about it, those programs exist for exactly that moment. The moment you're in right now. Most people will hesitate. Most people will say maybe later. And later has a way of never arriving. The ones who act now are the ones who have a different story 6 months from today. You already know what staying where you are feels like. You've been feeling it. The question is whether today is the day you decide you've felt it long enough.